Welcome to the first ever episode of FPL Plus, and we are here as the new season begins right after game week 1, talking about the price rises and the price falls throughout the week as we lead towards game week 2, which is an important element for the FPL managers. As we know, everyone had a great start in game week 1, an average of 55, definitely a huge boost for FPL managers overall, and the main reason being the two big assets really performing, Mohamed Salah and Bruno Fernandes, really doing the job for United and Liverpool and definitely bringing smiles to a lot of FPL managers in game week 1. I was one of the ones who actually had Bruno and captained him, but I did not have Mohamed Salah in my team, so that was a big loss. But still made it to 100 points in game week 1, fortunately. But let's just go straight into the price rise and price fall situations as we look at it from August 17th. So it's 2 days after the end of game week 1, and moving on to the game week 2, we already see 4 price rises and 4 price falls. Speaking of price rises, first, there are two Manchester United players, Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes. Definitely Paul Pogba with his 4 assists against Leeds gets a price rise of 0.1. Initially slotted at 7.5, now his price has risen to 7.6. Bruno Fernandes also a zero point 0.1 increase for him after a hat-trick. The seventh person or the seventh player to score a hat-trick in the Premier League era and in the first game week, so that was a great achievement for him and definitely for the FPL managers. Bruno gave a handsome 20 points in game week 1, so that was enough to get him a 0.1 price increase. But as we all know, Bruno Fernandes has been one of the most popular fantasy Premier League picks, and he has already been picked by over 50% of the Premier League FPL managers. And this zero point 0.1 rise will make it even more difficult for the others to get him into the team right now. Richarlison is the other one for Everton for scoring his goal and an assist. He gets a price rise of 0.1. So he's one of the hot prospects in the forwards position because Everton has a few good fixtures coming right after this. And obviously there's Tsimikas, the Greek left back for Liverpool. Initially one of the best budget defenders going into game week 1 since Andy Robertson's injury, and definitely he'll be getting a few more games, I think, before Robertson comes back. And Liverpool has a good run of fixtures as well, so Tsimikas' stock has definitely increased. He has a price rise of 0.1. Moving into the price falls category, we have Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Nicolas Pepe from Arsenal featuring there. And just within a couple of days after game week 1 ends, Aubameyang and Pepe suffers from the Arsenal defeat against Brentford 2-0. And Pepe, he at least played the game but still lost 0.1 million from his base price and now is priced at 7.4, whereas Aubameyang did not even feature in that game, and it was a big loss for Arsenal definitely, and they did not have that attacking threat that they usually have if Aubameyang and Lacazette plays alongside. But that did not happen, and just after game week 1, Aubameyang's price decreased from 10 to 9.9. So Aubameyang has been slotted as a striker this season in FPL compared to what he had been slotted in last season. He was there obviously as a midfielder and was priced much higher, but of course the FPL managers who has picked him for game week 1, I feel sorry for them, and maybe you guys can hold on to him because after game week 3 Arsenal has at least a 3 game week fixture list which might be favorable for the likes of Aubameyang and Pepe. And talking about the price falls again, we have Patson Daka from Leicester City, who has been the new acquisition for Leicester this summer, a new buy from Red Bull Salzburg, and he has been in prolific form over the pre-season as well, but did not feature in Leicester's 1-0 win over Wolves this weekend in game week 1. So as a result of not getting a lot of game time, his price has decreased from 7.5 to 7.4, and Patson Daka is also slotted in as a forward. So a few of the forwards actually having some price falls after game week 1. There's another one, a midfielder, Manuel Lanzini from West Ham, who was initially priced at 6 million but now has a price decrease of 0.1 as well. He did not feature in the West Ham game where they won 4-2, and definitely Benrahma and Antonio stole the show for West Ham, and Lanzini will have a hard time getting back into the team if Benrahma keeps on performing that well. So Lanzini's price has fallen from 6 to 5.9. We've spoken about the price rises after game week 1, the price falls. Now it's time for some tips as we move ahead into game week 2. I think the big match that we can talk about is definitely the Norwich versus Manchester City game at the Etihad. City has just lost against Tottenham in game week 1. It was a very disappointing defeat for them, a 1-0 defeat where KDB came on from the bench, tried his best, but still couldn't rescue a point for the citizens, the defending champions of the Premier League. So definitely they would want to go all out against Norwich City. So the likes of Kevin De Bruyne priced at 12 million, Riyad Mahrez priced at 9 million, Jack Grealish priced at 8 million, Ferran Torres priced at 7 million. They have a lot of options. Definitely, let's not forget Raheem Sterling as well, who's a bit expensive for my liking, 11 million. But all of these 5 or 6 players playing in the midfield for Manchester City would be licking their lips at the prospect of playing Norwich. And definitely, I would recommend to FPL managers to at least pick one or maybe a couple of them in your starting lineups, trying to see how they fare. And definitely, great job to those who actually kept at least one City player in their squad after a disappointing game week 1. If you feel this has been helpful, please don't forget to like and share the video and subscribe to my channel, All Sport ABP. I can definitely promise you more FPL content as we move into an exciting Premier League season. I'm really excited about it. And I'm also a regular at Heartpixel TV Sports, where we do a weekly show on FPL called Fantasy Guru. Link to the channel is provided in the description below. This is ABP, Ahmed bin Parvez signing off for today. See you soon.